Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Mr. Impeller today, and today we're gonna be showcasing trying to turn this down a little bit. There we go. We're gonna be showcasing you my build. All right, it's gonna be a poison build, a dot damage build, but more importantly, it's gonna be an effigy build. So first things first is basically you debuff them like that. It is a 2-button build. You can just put down the debuff and your effigies and be done with that. If you want more damage, because who doesn't like some damage, right? If you want more damage, you need to run Essence Strain and Contagion, because the more dot damage you have on the enemies means the more projectiles your turret will shoot, okay? So basically, it goes like this. You put your curse down, put down two totems. That could be it. Oh, let's go, baby! A Divino. Okay. Great video. Good start. Now. Shit. Third Divine on the season. Let's go. I'm gonna go put some money away here. So obviously you guys know the Divine drop, so this build must be number 1. So basically you do your dot damage, huge AoE radius, use your effigies, and then go burn. Now I'm gonna get very technical and it's gonna get in depth here very shortly, so let me just put some shit away. And we're gonna showcase how this works. So originally I'm thinking I was going up the right side for the shield and everything, right? And then I noticed I was wasting a bunch of points in this middle level, okay? So I did opt for spell damage here. Maybe potentially go down here and hit the chaos damage, because the skill effect durations could be important because we need a longer duration of our dark effigy. So we're using a aura right now, a debuff. So we do slow magnitude. So whenever they get into our curse right here, we have our hindered over here, because they're in enemies are cursed are hindered. So not only that, we also do enemies in our presence is also hindered. Not in our presence, my bad. Enemies in this curse is also hindered by this one. So you double hinder it. So now not only you have a 40% slow and a 40% hinder, they are taking massive damage from damage over time, and you're going to be needing to use the Decaying Hex for this damage over time in your buff. Remember, damage over time, it means our Dark Effigies will shoot more. As you can see, fires multiple projectiles at enemies afflicted by multiple debuffs. Now, my question is, right here it says fires multiple projectiles at enemies afflicted by multiple debuffs. Does that mean if we have debuffs from hindered or slows from curses, would that increase the projectile count or the damage? I don't know. It's a little bit hard to test out, but you know, the more debuffs the merrier. So this was only buffable by a few things. Obviously chaos damage, spell damage is buffable. Over here down the road, we're gonna go for totem damage, totem life, duration, and damage, and then the cast speed for the totems. Right now we are level 75. We have about 25 more points. I'd say some points in here for your auras would go well. Going down here, we have the increased faster energy shield recharge rate, and then over here as well as maximum energy shield, and up here for max energy shield. I am thinking about maybe going up this node over here to get this damage, or maybe some curse magnitudes. That is up for you guys. And then also over here, skill effect duration, and then duration and magnitude. So this is about 40% increased duration, so our turrets will stay up longer. Basically, chaos damage, turret duration, totem damage, shields, and a bunch of that. Over here is really important because you'll see I cooked. We gain increased damage per curse on you. Now, how are we cursing ourselves? With the unique we got. With this unique, we get +1 maximum to a number of some totems. Usually it's only 1, but now we have 2. Not only did I notice that, whenever these totems disappear, it inflicts a curse on me. Now, as you can see, 30, 60, 90% damage right there. It can keep going and going and going. You can get 5, 6 curses. You can get up to 180% damage increase by these curses, okay? So the more curses you down, you spam a bunch of totems, right? Basically in a boss fight, you'd spam a bunch of totems, get a bunch of curses debuffs on you, okay? And then you have, what, 150% extra damage right there, and then your turrets go burn. I'm also thinking that potentially I could add because you do the +1 limit to our Dark Effigy, when we have enough duration right now, because it's only a 10 seconds duration. If you add the +1, it goes like 5 seconds, and it's really not worth it for that short of a duration, in my opinion. So you should go for a bunch of duration first, and then we'll get the +1 limit. For gems, Again, this is not endgame build. As you can see, I only have 3 gems. It still cooks. I have cast speed, extra damage, 35%, and 25% more hit damage. All right. For blasphemy or curses, temporal chains, increased magnitude, double slow, withering presence. This is just for, you know, debuffs for the enemies. I have ignite duration. I should actually put this cooldown somewhere else. I'll figure out that later. So then we have the less ignite duration, contagion. I have more skill effect duration because this is what you're going to be using for. You can either just run around the map and go Contagion's Essence Drain and just run past everything and it'll die, or you can go Contagion and then Despair is usually what I do and just run past everything. Again, you unleash, you have maximum 2 seals. This will reoccur their effects, so like it spreads towards the enemies around them. This helps a lot for like easier to, because sometimes when you use Contagion and then you try using your Essence Drain is not going to hit the guy that you Contagioned, and it's going to fuck up your rotation and everything. So that's why I did that. Despair, I did use my Greater Jeweler Orb on this. So for this one, the reason I did this is because this thing costs disgusting amount. This is 332. Without it, you're at 475 mana per cast. It's disgusting. So basically, if you want to get the thing down, you gotta get the 2 totems. If I was full mana, this is how much the build would cost. Boom, boom, boom. Now you're down like low mana cost. And the reason we don't want to be at low mana cost is because of our Ascendancy. Our Ascendancy over here is going to give us, while you're not on low mana, we gain Unholy Might. Unholy Might is a 30% damage increase for all extra chaos damage. And then when we get down the road, we're going to get increased magnitude of Unholy Might per 100 max mana. So we'll go boom, 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 boom for the 30% damage. And then either we go for even more area of effect of our curses with explosions inside of our presence, because we're going to max out our presence. Or we go energy shield and a jewel. And then we could do a jewel with 25% curse AoE, which is technically 50, plus 10%, I think it's 6% now, area of effect, so that's 12%. And then you could do like spell damage or like shield recharge rate and stuff like that. So I'm thinking down the road, the jewel will definitely be a better optimal way to go, because you get the energy shield and the jewel. That's what I'll do for my Ascendancy. So basically, yeah, that's about it. You know, I just want to buff up your skills, level of chaos skills, level of spell skills, level of spell skills. Tiara with energy shield. There is a Google Docs that I have. There's a few other things I was interested in. So Life Leech is converted to Energy Shield Leech. We could do like a Life Leech build with our turrets, potentially, and then be able to just face tank everything, because the Life Leech will go to Shield Leech, and we could just sit there and just destroy. Other one is allies in my presence gain 15 to 25% damage as chaos damage. And then also my question about this, is this a flat damage increase to me? Am I getting 15 to 25% damage? The other thing is enemies in your presence gain 6 to 12% as damage as extra chaos damage. So I'm like, how am I going to counteract that? With the charm. Now 50% of chaos damage you prevent when hit recouped as life and mana during effect. So I have chaos resistance, and then I also recoup my life and mana if this ring was proccing with that. So I don't know if that's going to work. I don't even know if it's going to be a good build, but maybe down the road you can do like a charm regenerating your hits as life is mana, right? You can do change your mana into a health pool, you know, the secondary health pool with the passive node, or the whatever node, this one right here. Mind over matter. Maybe that could work. Who knows? This is just theory. Another one over here. This is just straight up damage increase. So you do increase the cost of our skills, but look at that increased damage. 35 to 50% increased spell damage for each 200 mana you have spent recently. As you can see, my spells, these totems are costing at least 200 mana at least, and our curses are spending a lot of mana. So this could be a good helmet, because if you get 50% per 200 mana, you put down 2 totems in this. That's 3 fucking things. And that's 150% spell damage. So the buckler right here, don't know how this is going to scale. Parried enemies taking more spell damage. Doesn't even tell you how much they're going to take more, but that's that. Another focus right here. This has non-channeling spells, cost an additional 6% of my max life. They have 5% increased crit chance per 100 max life. Now our totems are non-channeling spells, so now our totems can get insane crit chance. Also with increased damage as well. This focus might be able to beat the focus of the +2 or +3 spell skills Forgot whichever is the max. Moving on to the buckler, curse enemies in the feeble and block. That's just something I was thinking of. Helmet, again, take 25 to 100% mana cost you pay for skills as physical damage, but we get 60 to 100% increased spell damage. I think the other spell damage helmet will be way better than this one. I just put in here just for, you know, in case you guys have this helmet, maybe you want to try it out. And then body armor, this one looks insane. Intelligence, spirit, elemental res, 10 to 20% increased mana regenerate. Shield recharge rate, we need that because our shield's going to be going down quite often. And whenever we're using a casting spells, it uses 3% of our shield. And then your current energy shield also grants elemental damage reduction. Those are the other uniques that I'm thinking that might work with the build. For gems, you know, area of effect, increase area of effect. Yeah, area of effect, increase area of effect of curses. And then probably last one would be increased magnitude of curses, the triple whammy. And then slap on some like energy shield recharge rate, some damage or something like that. So that's well, we will be getting the Withered down the road because Withering Presence is good. Also, our Dark Effigy will also proc Wither when we get that max out. 20% chance for 2 seconds. We have 2 turrets, decent amount of chance, and we have our Aura. That's basically the skill tree. Oh yeah, I did this video yesterday, but for 25 minutes, wasn't recording the right screen. So it was just a black screen the whole time. Amazing, right? For rings, nothing special, guys. Just get the res up, get your damage up, cast speed's good. One thing I did notice on my other account when I was testing out the build is cast speed rocks with this, I'm pretty sure. So we got what, 0.64, 1.56? There you go. So cast speed does affect our effigies, and those effigies, or our totems, will get actually better cast speed because of your cast speed, okay? I know that's weird. I don't know how it works. I don't know why they're giving us cast speed on our totems, even though it doesn't say that. And clearly, as day, it says increased spells cast by totems, increase cast speed. So those both work together for some reason. Maybe it's a bug. Don't know, but it does work at the moment. So there's that. Let's just go show you the boss. I saved the boss over here. Done the yapping. Okay, insta hit. What do you mean no? Oh my god. Whatever. We'll leave that guy alone. We're gonna go kill the boss and I'll show you guys what's up with this. Ooh, that's a nice armor and energy shield. Not bad, not bad. Tier 4, tier 5 with max life intelligence. I could gamba that actually. I'll exalt that. Gamba. This is pretty shit, I think. Am I going the wrong way? Sorry, guys. I know, in bot I am looking at loot. Oh. So yeah, the curse down. Pretty simple. Curse, totem, and they go bear. So yeah, totem and curse. Obviously the bigger curse radius. Eventually I want to get this like the whole screen as a curse. So you don't have to do anything. You can just sit there and do whatever. Also for bossing, you'll be able to... Oh, it's this boss, bro. Come on. Why'd I have to fight this guy? Last time I was playing this, my totems were chalked on this, but we'll see if this is a little bit better. Put my 2 totems in the back, slam that there, watch for the stab. Double curse buff right there. But yeah, basically that's about it, guys. The dot damage will get better down the road. Or the curse or whatever damage or turrets. As you can see, I only have 3 of them right here. Once I get 2 more gem slots, this will go crazy. But I have only used this build, and yeah, this is the problem with not having a shield right now. Oh shit. Not having a shield you can't cast, which really fucks you up right there. The 2 totems on the side, and they should clean that up now. You also want to be above your 35% mana so we get gain our unholy might for a 30% damage increase. So he's backhanding me. Oh god. And there you guys have it. there you guys have it. My build that I have made. It's just gonna get better from here on out. If you can look, this is just dot damage from the curse. So as you can see, it's pretty good damage. I will make an updated video soon. I get to like 90s and stuff. I'll showcase a little bit more damage when I'm at endgame. But there you guys have it. There's my theory crafting totem build. Oh, and a side note, because we are doing all these, I forgot to do the buffs for our curses for our damage. If you wanted, I was thinking, because we want to throw a bunch of these things on as fast as we can. Bunch of cast speed, right? But then we need mana regeneration. Mana regeneration, well, stationary would be nice, which I was thinking. So you can just sit here manually, or not manually, what am I talking about? Stationary, and just spam all your things. And then basically my goal would be to have so much mana regeneration per second that I would be able to just sit here unlimitedly use totems for my increased curses. But that's my thought there. And then last but not least, if we have a bunch of spirits, maybe you want to switch up the build a little bit, we can go opt for this and get unlimited number of totems. So if you like 3, 4, 500 spirit, whatever, you can 3, 4, 5 turrets down, right? And then those are really going to melt bosses and stuff. If you liked, drop a like down below. Be prepared for more YouTube videos. I have multiple other videos and build things coming up. So drop a like. You guys have a good one. Peace.